There we go.
Again. Okay. The film comes in a box like that, yeah? If you think about a 35mm film, it's much smaller, it's like a little metal cassette, alright? Like that. It's about that sort of size. Now we've got to get that, which is that, into what we call the film back. That's our film back, okay? And the way we do that is this. First of all, we open the box of the film. So when you go and buy yourself some of this film, to take your pictures.
What kind of film is it?
Well, this I'm using here, it comes in lots of different types of film, made by Kodak, Ilford, whatever. Black and white film this, so you can process this here. Alright, this is Ilford HP5, okay, and it's 400 ISO film. Now in a moment, once I've loaded the camera up, I'm going to start talking about how to take a light meter reading. Alright, so Ilford HP5, alright, okay, take that out of the box. I suggest that for your files and such, or to scan and put onto your blogs, you can break open the box and lay it onto, make sure you do it the right way, lay it onto the flatbed scanner, scan it and put that onto your blog. This is the film I am using, okay? But when you are through the course, I want you to think carefully about using different types of film so you can experience how different types of film behave with different chemicals for processing. Alright, so that's that. You'll find that your film comes in like a silver foil packet, okay, to protect it from humidity and changes in temperature as much as possible. And then we just break open the packet, just tear it open like that. Come on. Dispose of that. If you do that in the studio, don't do that. There's bins about. Make sure you put it in a bin. Find things like this just left on the floor. It's like, oh, come on. Anyway, so that's our film. Can you see? Now that film there, if you look closely, there is like a seal around it. A piece of tape sealing it so it doesn't open up. That is a roll of pretty much opaque paper, a long roll of opaque paper about that long, around the central plastic core, okay? And if I was to break that seal then and pull it open, you would see that the film itself, the unexposed film, is wrapped within that paper, okay? All right. So, but we don't break the seal yet. We get it out of its packet, put it to one side. We open the back. Perhaps if I put this back on here just for a minute. If I put this then onto the camera stand, I'll show you how to do this in more detail in a minute. Because more often than not, when you are putting the film into the camera, the back will be on the camera. Okay, put that on. Okay, so make sure that's on. And if I rotate that so you all can see it. Okay. All right. Now then, can you see this? Yeah. Now at the minute, the film back is sealed, is closed. Okay. To open the film back, there is underneath it a. Can you see this? Yeah. There's like a little clip. You just pull them out like that, and that opens up. Can you see that? Yeah. So I'll do that again. Okay. You see these little tabs here? You just pull them out, open it up like so. Then we can remove that bit. Alright, so that's like that. That's the bit that we put the film in. Okay? Come on back over here. Somewhere where you can work safely, so you're not going to drop anything. It's always good to load your film on a surface, so you're not going to drop your film, you're not going to drop that, break it, because they're incredibly expensive. Okay? Before you load your film, before we break the seal on the film, we must move the core, that bit, from there to there. Okay? We must move the core from here to here. And the way we do that, see that silver button there? Can you see the silver button? We press the silver button in and that comes out. Can you see that? Because that, do that. Okay? Then that needs to be put to there. So we press the silver button again. Put it in. Okay? And it's in. You see? So I've moved it from top to bottom. We get our film now and we break the seal. Get that. Take it off. And we want to remove it entirely. I don't want to leave it stuck slightly onto the paper, because if that comes free during the time you're making your pictures, it might get between the film and the light, so you end up with a white stripe or transparent stripe on your negatives. Okay. Film, we hold that in a way that doesn't allow it. Remember, it's a spiral of paper and film. If I was to let go of it, it would go and all light would get in and that would fog the film. Okay, so that is our film, and we'll see on here it says unexposed. Alright. I put the film in this way. You want to just come a little closer, everybody, so I can do this while I'm on the table. Okay, put the film in so that this bit is there underneath. Can you see it's coming from underneath the roll? I'm not going to put it in that way, otherwise you'll be exposing just paper. We need to do it that way around. Put that in like so till it clicks. Okay, that's in. I can let go now because there's a little spring that will hold it tight. Alright. Film, I get that and I move it and we pull it around the back so that I've got that tongue bit there. I can feed that into the slot into the take-up spool. Can you see? So I'm going to, what I sometimes do is just feed that in there, go in, and I'm just going to just roll that to make sure that it takes up the tension. Once we're at that stage, then I'm going to rotate this dial here. Can you see? It's going to take it up and that's going to start to go around. Alright, so the paper's going that way. Okay? And we'll see there's an arrow. Can you see the arrow? See that arrow there? Okay. See that arrow?
Yeah.
Jenna? Yeah. I want to line that arrow, the pointy bit of the arrow, up with the little white triangle. Pointy bit of the white triangle. Okay? Now I know some of you have already done this. Alright. So I want to line that up with that. So I just do that. Once I've got to that point, then it can go back into here. Okay? I put it in here. And I always remember it this way, the film towards the hinge. See, there's the hinge there, the hinge, and the film goes towards the hinge. Let me just, so it's better for this. Okay. So I pop that into the right way around, in there like so. Once I'm in there, I can shut that down and then press these little clips in, so that's sealed now. Yeah? I'm always a bit careful with things, all right? And I just tug that to make sure it's properly sealed. Okay? Once we've done that, what we can do now is we can rotate this dial. See this dial? There's an arrow on it, isn't there? Yeah? Can you see? Can you see, Sophie? See, there's a dial there with an arrow on it, and we rotate that in the direction of the dial, of the arrow. Okay, like so, and eventually it will stop. There we are. Okay. I always get to a point where I start to worry. Have I done it all right? And you'll notice the frame counter in the camera here has got 1 in it. That's your first frame, telling us we're ready to take a picture. Okay. I'll put the lens on. The lenses go on the camera like this. So you've got like a rotating collar there, like so. Okay, at the back of the lens, away from the front of the lens, a rotating collar with a white dot on it. That white dot should line up with the red arrow, like that. Jenna? Okay, so, and we put that onto the camera, line all those things up. There's a red dot on the front of this camera at the top, and we line those 3 things up, and then rotate the collar, make sure it's as far around as it'll go. Before you take your hand off the lens, just give it a bit of a tug, because if you let go and it's not gone on right, it'll go crashing to the ground. Yeah, we don't want that. Do we want that?
No.
Right. So we're almost ready to take a photograph now. You can turn that off. Thank you.